The Buffalo Bills are building one of the most expensive stadiums in NFL history. More than $2 billion will transform a construction site in Orchard Park into a modern venue designed for one of the league's most challenging climates. In November 2025, the project reached a turning point as the exterior shell closed and crews began installing the natural grass field. Welcome to Big Builds. The scale of this project is difficult to overstate. New Highmark Stadium represents the largest construction project ever undertaken in Western New York. The investment pushes past $2 billion when infrastructure, demolition, and surrounding development are included. For a region built on industrial heritage and blue-collar resilience, this stadium is not just a sports venue. It is a statement about Buffalo's future and the Bills' commitment to staying in Orchard Park for decades. Construction began in 2023 after years of negotiations between the Pegula family, New York State, and Erie County. The site sits directly across from the current Highmark Stadium, which has served the Bills since 1973. This location was chosen deliberately. It keeps the franchise rooted in Orchard Park while avoiding the complications of downtown development. The Bills secured a 30-year ground lease, which anchors the team to this location through 2056. The timeline is tight. The stadium must open in time for the 2026 NFL season, which means every phase of construction is operating on a compressed schedule. Missing the deadline would force the Bills to play another season in their aging facility or relocate temporarily. That pressure shapes every decision on site. In April 2025, crews placed the final steel beam to complete the bowl structure. This milestone is more significant than it appears. The topping out ceremony marked the moment when the stadium transitioned from disconnected steel frames into a complete structural skeleton. At that point, the building became a unified form. Engineers could shift focus from assembling the bones to closing the exterior and building out the interior spaces. By November 2025, the exterior facade is nearly complete. This is the phase where the stadium stops looking like a construction site and starts resembling the renderings fans have studied for years. The reflective panels and modern cladding are closing in around the structure. Inside, crews are preparing the foundation for the natural grass playing surface. Laying grass in late autumn in Western New York is a calculated risk, but the timeline demands it. The field will need months to settle and root before it can handle the stress of NFL games. The design of this stadium reflects a calculated financial strategy. New Highmark Stadium will seat approximately 62,000 fans. That is smaller than many recent NFL builds. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles holds 70,000. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas seats 65,000. AT&T Stadium in Arlington accommodates 80,000 when configured for major events. Buffalo's choice to stay under 65,000 is intentional. Smaller capacity creates scarcity. Scarcity drives demand. Demand justifies premium pricing. The Bills are not trying to fill the most seats. They are trying to maximize revenue per seat. That approach is visible in the stadium's interior layout. Premium seating zones dominate the design. Suites, club sections, and ledge seats occupy prime locations throughout the bowl. These high-margin products generate far more income than general admission tickets. Personal seat licenses have become the primary funding mechanism for team contributions to the project. A PSL gives a fan the right to purchase season tickets for a specific seat. It is a one-time, upfront payment that does not include the cost of the tickets themselves. The Bills began selling PSLs in 2024. By November 2025, 90% of available PSLs have sold. That has generated $245 million in revenue for the Pegula family. It is significantly more than initial projections suggested. The pricing structure for PSLs varied dramatically based on location and seat type. Premium club seats commanded the highest prices, with some PSLs exceeding $20,000 per seat. Lower bowl sideline locations ranged from $5,000 to $15,000. Upper deck and end zone seats carried lower PSL costs or were exempt entirely. This tiered approach allowed the Bills to capture maximum value from fans willing to pay for premium access while still offering affordable options for general admission buyers. The rapid PSL sell-through demonstrates Buffalo's unique market dynamics. Despite being one of the smallest metropolitan areas in the NFL, the Bills' fan base extends far beyond Erie County. Season ticket holders travel from Rochester, Syracuse, and Southern Ontario. corporate buyers from across the Northeast purchased suites and club seats for client entertainment. The combination of regional loyalty and limited capacity created the scarcity necessary for successful PSL sales. This PSL success reveals something important about Buffalo's fan base. Despite being one of the smallest markets in the NFL, Bills fans are willing to invest heavily in premium access. The scarcity model works because demand exceeds supply. If the stadium seated 75,000, the leverage would shift. Fans could wait, prices would soften, revenue per seat would decline. The Bills studied this carefully. They analyzed attendance patterns, pricing elasticity, and secondary market behavior before finalizing the capacity target. The financing structure for this project involves significant public investment. New York State is contributing approximately $600 million. Erie County is adding roughly $250 million. Together, public funding accounts for about $850 million of the total cost. The Pegula family and the NFL are covering the remainder, which includes team equity, league loans, and revenue from PSL sales. This public-private split has generated debate across New York and within broader sports business circles. Critics argue that billionaire owners should not receive taxpayer subsidies to build facilities that primarily benefit private franchises. The Pegula family's net worth is measured in billions. The NFL generates more than $18 billion in annual revenue. The argument against public funding rests on the premise that profitable private entities should finance their own infrastructure. Supporters counter that the Bills are an economic engine for the region, and that losing the team would cost Western New York far more than the public investment. The franchise generates tax revenue, supports local businesses, and provides intangible cultural value that cannot be easily quantified. Without a modern stadium, the Bills could have relocated to a larger market. Toronto, San Antonio, and Austin have all been mentioned as potential NFL cities. The public investment is framed as insurance against losing the team. The stadium deal includes a community benefits agreement that mandates local hiring, living wage standards, and support for minority and female-owned businesses. These provisions are designed to ensure the project delivers broader economic impact beyond the game day experience. Construction contracts have been structured to prioritize regional suppliers and workforce development programs. The agreement also includes commitments to public transportation improvements, including a new transportation hub near the intersection of Abbott Road and Southwestern Boulevard. This hub will provide covered waiting areas and dedicated bus routes on game days, reducing traffic congestion and improving accessibility for fans who do not drive to the stadium. The current Highmark Stadium will be demolished after the new venue opens. The Bills plan to offer fans the chance to purchase memorabilia from the old building. Seats, signage, and pieces of the structure will be sold as keepsakes. This approach has become standard practice in the NFL. When stadiums are retired, nostalgia becomes a revenue stream. The new stadium is being designed specifically for cold weather performance. Buffalo's climate is one of the harshest in the NFL. Lake effect snow, high winds, and sub-zero temperatures define the late season experience. The design includes a large canopy that covers approximately 64% of the seating bowl. Radiant heating systems will be embedded in the concourses and seating areas. Warming zones will provide fans with sheltered spaces to escape the elements. The field will remain open to the sky, preserving Buffalo's identity as a cold weather battleground, but the fan experience will be significantly more comfortable than it is in the current stadium. Populous, the architecture firm behind this project, has built more NFL stadiums than any other practice. Their portfolio includes SoFi Stadium, Allegiant Stadium, and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. For Buffalo, Populous designed a bowl that sits partially below grade. The seating deck is lowered approximately 35 feet into the ground. This reduces wind exposure and creates a more intimate atmosphere. The upper rows on the west side will be 54 feet closer to the field than they are in the current stadium. The construction partnership between Gilbane Building Company and Turner Construction represents one of the most experienced teams in sports infrastructure. These firms have delivered stadiums, arenas, and convention centers across North America. Their joint venture structure allows them to share risk and coordinate resources across a project of this scale. The next 6 months will determine whether the stadium opens on time. Crews are moving into the interior build-out phase. Concourses, club spaces, locker rooms, and back-of-house facilities must all be completed before the venue can host events. Mechanical systems, electrical infrastructure, and technology platforms are being installed simultaneously. The natural grass field will need constant monitoring as it establishes root systems through the winter. Any delays in this phase compress the remaining schedule. Buffalo's stadium project is unfolding in one of the most difficult construction environments in professional sports. The combination of weather, budget pressure, and timeline constraints creates a test of planning and execution. But the Bills have stayed on schedule. The exterior is closing, the field is going in, the financial model is working. This stadium is taking shape. If you want to stay updated on every major NFL stadium development, like this video and subscribe.